Hi, everyone. Sabia here with Asmara Belly Dance Initiative's Community Thursdays. And we are so excited this week to be speaking to Rachid all the way in the Netherlands. I'm going to let Rachid introduce themselves.
Hey, hello everybody. My name is Rachid Alexander, originally from Curacao, but I'm living right now in the Netherlands for quite a few years and dancing for quite a long time as well. And really happy to do this interview with you.
Thank you. We are so excited you were able to talk to us and talk to our community. So, our first
Thank you.
question, you're welcome, is we want to know about what style of belly dance you do or styles.
um, Well, when I start doing belly dancing, I always saw the amalgam, just a little bit of combination of all the styles. So in my educations, I got primarily the Egyptian style, but it was combined also a little bit with the Lebanese style. So that is like the most stronger style that you see in my Saturday dance. But of course, hailing back from the Caribbean, you see a little bit more flavor, a little bit more sauce from the Caribbean, and then a little bit more of the temperament from the Caribbean in my dance also. But primarily it's Egyptian Lebanese, yeah.
Okay.
But
And
really,
I want to
before we
just,
continue,
mhm.
talking about styles, we can say a lot about styles, but every dancer reflects or yeah, um, interpret the moves and also the rhythms in a really different style, in their own personal style, because of their body shapes and so on. So basically, you can just say like, put your every dance like in a category, like, okay, this is a little more refined, so we put it in Egyptian. This is going to be like more in between, so we put like in Lebanese, and this is like Turkish style. But if we see how people dance and the liberty that they take, like, to express themselves, we can say like everybody has their own unique style. So I could say that about myself also, but I would categorize myself like in the Egyptian Lebanese. Yeah.
Thank you for specifying that because you bring up a good point. I think a lot of dancers can get very stuck in feeling like they have to pick styles. And you are right. Like a lot of it has to do with like our background, our body type, our
Yeah.
identity. And
And
we're the artists. We want to highlight ourselves through the
yes,
dance.
yes. I mean, if you just like being, it is really important, of course, you like to study the history and also study the culture. And especially, for example, if you're doing like the Egyptian style, to study the a little bit of the Mahmoud Reda style, so you got like a little bit of folklore, and you know where the dances come from. But being an artist, because if you're a dancer, you're also an artist, it is also very important to be creative and to be creative in that own style that people can recognize you by. So to really experiment with some kind of moves that people can really recognize. Oh, this is the move from Sabia, or this is the move from typically from Rachid. So that creates also your own personal style. Because if you look back also in the history from the legendary Egyptian dancers, we can say they are from Egypt, but no of them dance really, really similar. Taye Carioca didn't dance like Samia Gamal. Samia Gamal didn't dance like Nagua Fuad. Nagua Fuad didn't dance like Fifi Abdu. So they all have their typical signature moves and styles, but they're all Egyptian.
That's true. I think that we have to respect and stay connected to the roots of this dance, but we also have to still be artists and create our
Yeah,
own signature. That's
yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah.
So I hope that like that touches some people because I know some people really struggle with finding an identity as a dancer, and style is
Yeah,
part of that identity.
yes, of course.
And I know you have a lot of experience traveling all over the world, which I'm jealous about. I know you've danced in a lot of places, you've lived in a lot of places. I wanted to ask you to share your most challenging and most positive experiences. Like, where have you really felt like you've thrived? Where did you maybe like face adversity and come out stronger from that?
Mhm. Um, you know, When I just started doing Oriental when I was really young in this style of dancing and Oriental dance. I never imagined I would be traveling a lot. It was just like a kind of like a some kind of like a small dream that I have. Even my coaches, they told me like, okay, once you grow up and you will start traveling and blah blah blah. And it was something like I never thought it by myself. So I thought like, maybe someday, but I never expected to be traveling that much. Of course, not right now because of the pandemic, but I didn't really have like challenges. It was like more kind of like an experience. Like for example, if I had like really beautiful experiences in Asia and Japan, traveling also like to Russia, yeah, also even in the US. And the most things that I really cherish is the people that I've met and how kind they were to me. So I cannot say, for example, I hear a lot of dancers, especially black dancers, say they feel like discriminated and they have like negative experiences in the dance community. I didn't personally didn't experience that. I know it happens because if when I travel to all these countries, the majority are white. So I know there is not so much diversity like in the dance community, especially in the place that I've been performing. But I didn't have like that much of a challenge like this. The most challenge that I had being as a dancer was just like on the business side, for example, and the low periods that there are not so much festivals, and you still have bills to pay, and you need to um, you know get contracts and this kind of thing. In this period, it was like a little bit challenging that you have to be creative, like how you gonna do quickly something to get you your income. But for example, in July, there is like not so much going on. There are not so much events, and that's like a time that's a little bit more quiet. But you have to be a creative. Like, okay, let's set off like a quick small workshop and offer more private classes. These kind of things. So that part has been challenging, and the most beautiful part is like all the places that I can visit. It was like for since I was like um a small boy, all my dream was to visit, for example, Japan, and to go to Asia, to Indonesia, and all these places. But through dance, it was possible. Dance also brought me to all these places, and the nice people when they see for the first time maybe in their life they see like a black person. It's the reaction that they give you, the warmth that they give you. Those things they stay like really they stay in my heart. So those things have been like really beautiful experiences. Of course, also all the people that I met in the workshops. They say, okay, it has been like it has been their wishes to see me in person because they saw me a lot of times on YouTube and so on. So these things.
That makes me happy to hear. I'm glad that you've had such wonderful experiences and that dance has given you opportunities to travel. I think
Hmm.
that it's good to, like, it's encouraging to hear that. I know we have a lot of turmoil right now in the world, especially as Black people, that there are
Yeah.
still people who are experiencing feeling welcomed and loved, even in countries that we might not be represented well in.
Yeah.
So I think that, my takeaway from that, and I hope that people listening realize that although you do have to prepare yourself when you travel, especially for potential hardships or discrimination, also you
Hmm.
might be met with like love and people just wanting to
Yes.
connect with you. And that's a beautiful thing too. So not to feel like every experience is going to be you having to like fight for your place.
Yes. I mean, at some places where, for example, if I talk to people online and they tell me, okay, wow, if you go to that place, people are gonna be like a little bit more racist, so be careful. But sometimes these things stay like in the back of your mind. But once you're there, I experience only like love. People were like really welcoming and amazing. Were like really curious to ask me where I'm originally from, how the life is over there. And when I'm telling, for example, about Curacao, or I'm telling them about the Netherlands or here in Rotterdam where I live, they're really, excited, want to know more, and they ask me about myself or about my career and how about the dance in general. So don't take it like go there. I think by myself also, if you go with fear, you will attract these kind of negative emotions also towards you. People will take, they can take advantage of this. But if you go just like with the open mind and you're friendly and you go with love, you will experience that as well.
That's a good way to walk into a situation. I definitely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. And it will encourage also other people that I hear like, sometimes in the past I've been to festivals where it was like the majority, it was like a Black community festival, and they asked me like, how is it there, is it like safe to travel, how will people react? And I tell them, just go and come to these places and you will experience by yourself. Not all people, the majority, the media also will explode it, is that I say, okay, there is discrimination, there is racism in these kind of places, but there is also a lot of people that are welcoming, and they're they are open and to give like love and to be like welcome to the Black community as well, especially here in the Netherlands. It has its side that is a little bit negative, but it has like also its positive sides, especially when it comes to diversity in the community and that we live in here.
I think part of it too is not necessarily like we attract people like us, but as people of color and Black people, we have to stop giving so much attention to people who are racist or who discriminate. And we need to turn our backs and focus on our own community and then the people who
Yes.
want to engage us. Because
Yeah.
there are good people out there. There are people who want to just engage us and dance with us and who don't bring all of these inappropriate ideals and morals. So let's engage those people and let's engage each other and not worry about
Yes.
other people. Don't go to their events.
Yes.
When you travel, don't hook up with them and have a good time.
Yeah, and even these people, you say that you, I would think like, oh, maybe they are, or maybe I don't want to socialize so much with them. They will approach me by themselves, and they tell them about themselves. They being like really open, and this is something that I want to tell also to the Black dancers. Like, okay, just go with an open heart, and be surprised, be amazed.
That's a good way to look at it. It really
Yeah.
is. I know, I mean, we were going to talk about what your experience has been as a Black male dancer. I think you've really spoken to that. I don't know
Yeah.
if you still want to speak to, um, being a male dancer, because I asked that question because I think that there are, at least in my country, there's a little bit of an impression, because it's a very female dominated here, that there aren't a lot
Mhm.
of male dancers, but in reality, there are a lot of male dancers. There's a lot of famous male dancers. There's a lot of working male dancers. I've trained with a lot of male dancers when I've traveled to Egypt. So I just want to like create space for that, because I
Yeah.
think that it in certain places in the world, people aren't as aware that this
Mhm.
dance, there's this whole narrative that happens around this being like a dance of the womb and a dance for women, and that is a narrative that's true. I don't want to take away from that, but there's also,
Mhm.
like you were saying, we are part of the dance. Like we bring our own personality styles to the dance. There are people who don't identify as women who do this dance, and they're just as valid. So those storylines are valid, but there's also other storylines in this dance. And I want to
Yeah.
like create space for that so that people are more aware. So do you mind speaking to that as well?
A lot of people tell me also, being like a male baby dancer, always people that are not so familiar. And I still encounter this, even when they're writing on social media or they want to like interview. Isn't this like a female type of dance? And I say yes, it's like female dominated, and we're not gonna really pinpoint the really origins, like how it really started, because it is that, like you say, like people use it like as a fertility dance, and it was also like dance in the past by males also. So we cannot really like pinpoint, okay, this is like how it really started. And I always think a lot of things that evolved, that it create like what Oriental dance is today. This like also dance by males and females. Like we cannot forget like the Ottomans, in the Ottomans period. Then you have the Kucheks, and also the male dance that took over when it was like forbidden in the when the Islam became like more prominent in the Middle East. So, but a lot of people ask me this, and I just tell them it is something that I feel that I can do like really well, and I feel like comfortable doing. And because it is just like a dance in general, I feel free to that I can dance it also. Not because, for example, we can say there is like a specific male style of dance that a woman cannot dance. I mean, everybody is free nowadays to do whatever they want. If you don't hurt someone with what you're doing, why not doing? Why not express to your talent? If this is your talent, yeah, do it. But for me, it has been like really positive, like here dance like in the Netherlands and being like a male belly dancer. It has been like a really good experience. Right now, a little bit less because we have the pandemic. There were not so much shows and venues to perform, but I didn't expect like even like here, like 7 or 8 years ago, that it would have like a contract dancing every weekend, like on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, in a restaurant that I can build up on my career. I didn't expect that, and then it's not something that you would see like really that it's really common. But I had this privilege, and I think it's because I try also to do my best in this particular type of dance. I try to be, being the best as I can. So, and in a part, it's also um, a show that you're putting, like the entertainment part, your skills that you want to entertain people. So that's also comes apart from that it's only like a female or a male dance. So I mean,
Thank you for that perspective.
yeah,
I hope that people can be, I guess, again, like we have to be more open. And like
yeah,
that's not just talking about people that we feel we have to fight against. Like within our own community, we need to be more open to allowing ourselves like to enjoy things and travel and connect, allowing ourselves to see this dance as a dance that could be for anybody, whether it's about accessibility, body type, race, gender. This dance is an art.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need to respect its origins, but there's also a place for everyone in it.
Yes, I mean it can bring people together, and also you know um it is like just a way of expression. I mean, like you're just saying, we have to be like more open-minded, not thinking like really strict, okay, this is like really white or this is like really black, but there is like an area in there that people are can explore and be like more free, so that they can be more relaxed, not always having this type of gender roles, like this have to be like this way, or it has to be like in another way. So I mean, be more relaxed and be more explore the different type of things that are possible. I mean, I was brought up with this idea to be like free and just explore and be creative. So this is the way that I think. So it's not limiting me like that's something have to have like a specific gender to be able to do it. I mean,
Well, yeah, that makes me excited. Like, it's good to hear that people are having positive experiences. It's good to talk about like the ways that we can make this like a happier place for us in the dance industry. So
yeah,
that's inspiring. And I think we need that reminder, especially during the pandemic, but just also just with, daily struggles, like we have to sometimes get out of our heads and like look for the light in the things that we enjoy. I know we've talked a lot about like how we can have our own personal experiences and build those, but looking at the dance industry, what are some things you think like overall are going really well, and some things that feel we need to work on a little bit more as a community?
hmm well. what I see that are going really well right now during the pandemic, that people are still being creative. That's dancers and students are being like they are being brought closer together. Before it was like you see like a dancer, the chance that you had to speak to a dancer was like mostly when you attend a workshop. It was like something like really far away, that you didn't have the opportunity to get closer to your idol, if I can say it like this. But right now it is like more possible to take like private workshops, or to take private lessons to get like closer to your favorite teacher or your idol in dance. um I see like in the community that we are persevering a little bit more to continue the flow of the dance, and that it hasn't like really stopped. Luckily we have these kind of applications through Zoom, to Skype, that you can still stay connected, to to the internet. And what I still would like to see, and especially, is the diversity, because still like in my travel, like I said before, I see sometimes that I'm the only black dancer, and I would like to see like more exchange, that the people like working more together, the more white community, the Asian community, and the black community all bringing together, because this makes the dance and the show more beautiful also, that you can see not only one specific type, that give you like this kind of idea that okay, the dance should be like represented by this ethnicity, but that it is more something cultural and that everybody can do. We all see like all around the world, they create their own different style, and they bring their own flavor into the dance. So it should be like really beautiful if this can all be brought together in different shows also. So this is something that I would like to see like even more, and not even thinking in the mentality that we are still divided. Like, okay, this is like only a black um, event, or this is like a white event, or this is like the Asian event. But let's work together, be open, especially to work together and bring more unity. Because at the end of the day, I think this is what we all want.
I completely agree. I think that like having representation and the way that we engage each other and the way we let our audience see us will really help. And it'll help our
Yeah,
relationships as dancers.
yeah. I'll be more compassionate also towards
Hmm.
one of each other. Because even in the dance, in this type of dance, you have a lot of pride and prejudice. Like, I've seen it a lot also. When I go, for example, to judge competitions in different countries. So I want to see like also, that the levels change a little bit in different countries, but this unity and being compassionate, and that we all can grow together and share our knowledge. This is something that we would like to see.
Something for us all to definitely aspire for. So I've been watching you on Instagram for a while, and I know a lot of people love your style of dance and like love who you are. So please tell us what exciting projects you're working on so that we can continue to support and follow you.
Well, I was currently working on a TV program. We had some recordings. I cannot tell so much because that's in the contract. They don't want you to tell anything when you do something for TV until it's aired. And but I'm working right now currently on my regular classes that will start like next month, and also will be coming to the States for next year. So already preparing the yes, it will be like in Vegas to the massive spectacular events. So I invite you all to come and join us there. Also, I'm preparing the choreographies, and the classes that I will be teaching, the new techniques. So that's like something that I'm working on, and also the events that we will be having. I hope for coming in the summer here in Europe. So we'll be dancing like in the Africa Taga Festival that will be in Munich and in Austria. So for that, I'm preparing the shows also. So all of these and working, of course, with the students, private students online, and so I'm really excited about that.
You are definitely busy, and I am selfishly excited that you will be so close to Los Angeles. So hopefully, I will see you in Las Vegas.
Yes, I hope
That's
so. I
super
hope so.
exciting. And I can't wait to see, like, please let us Mara know when, you know, your events are coming up and when the TV show is able to be spoken about. We will definitely share it with our community so people can support you and
Yeah,
come learn from you. That's really wonderful. I'm so happy you
yeah,
have all those opportunities. That's really great.
yeah. I will be sharing it in on my Instagram and on social media. I'm not, I should be a little bit better with Instagram and social media, but sometimes I just think sharing so much maybe make the people exhausted of seeing so much of you. So I just being sometimes a little bit careful that I post like, oh, sometimes I put on Facebook, sometimes on Instagram, but I will definitely post it about the workshops and about the events also. Yeah.
Well, we will shamelessly blast you because
Yeah.
that's what we do. And I totally understand your feeling around like the balance on social media. But
Yes,
like that's why
yes.
there are spaces like ours because we can just shamelessly blast everyone. So we are definitely looking forward to what you have coming up. I always ask dancers based on where they're living now, like what their experience is as a dancer, so that if anyone wants to travel there or is thinking about moving, who's a person of color dancing, they kind of have a picture of it. I know you've pretty much like spoken to it being positive, but is there anything like you think would be interesting for other dancers to know if they want to travel to the Netherlands to perform, to learn?
You know, to perform here right now, it's really sad that we don't have so much or so much festivals being organized, and a lot of organizers, they moved away or they stopped organizing because it's like a bit in decline, and to get a lot of students coming from one city to the other one to the other city to just like see like a show, it's become a little bit more difficult right now. So I saw a lot of decline in the events that were organized here in the Netherlands. But it is still like a beautiful country, and you can still come. People are welcome, are welcoming, and there are a lot of teachers from another background that is not Dutch. So there is a lot of diversity here. I see it. A lot of people like saying, "Oh, I'm the only one. I'm the only black dancer in class." Like here, you won't see that like really so much. It is like a lot of mix because you will see like people from the Middle East, from the Caribbean, from Suriname, and of course from the from here from the Netherlands, like Dutch people in the cast. So it's like really mixed. And in the major cities, for example, in Hague, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, it's a mixed community. So you won't feel like okay. I'm being left out, or I'm the only one. It's like really mixed. So it's safe to travel. Just you're welcome to come over here.
Well, that's good to
And
know.
yes, and of course visit Curacao, the Caribbean. There's even better with sea, sun, and and the vacation moods.
Yeah, that's definitely where I want to travel right now.
Yeah.
Out of all the places I could go, somewhere really sunny with the beach.
Yes,
Um,
yes. I hope I was thinking like for my grandmother's birthday. It's gonna be like in May. I want to travel like to in April, going there also, just to relax and be out of this, kind of lockdown and slightly depressing situations we have like here because we have the lockdown, yeah, we have the curfew here in the Netherlands. It's still okay because you heard another place that is like really more worse. So I'm grateful that we are okay like here, but to go to somewhere that is like more sunny, it will make me happy.
well, I hope you get to travel. I know that will definitely be
Yeah.
special. Family and nice weather always makes things feel better.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything else you want to share with our community today that we haven't discussed?
Yes, especially for people inspiring to take their dance to the next level, please make like a plan and see this also like kind of like a business. Don't just dance for, you know, only for fun. It's just really important that you enjoy the dance also, for because that's like, you know, the core, that you can dance like naturally, but also think on a plan, you know, think on the strategy also to grow, like to get yourself like into events and be the best as you can, you know, practice, practice, practice till you make like the move like perfect, so you can impress someone else when you're dancing on stage. But just don't think it's enough, like, okay, I just dance like this and that's enough, that people have to just accept it. Just think like a little bit more professional. Think on your costume, and that is professional. Think on your technique, like your skills and your levels. Always aspire to be like, you know, better, better, and better. And with this will come the respect and the acceptance also, that you can, you know, enter these kind of events and this kind like a market. So this is my advice.
That's great advice. And I think that's something that's the hardest for people, that they come with the inspiration and they're really talented, but having to learn like the business side of being a dancer and an artist.
Yeah,
Like there are a lot more resources, I think, out there right now. But yes, like you have to have a business plan. You have to be intentional. So if your intention is not to just do this as a hobby, like find a mentor, find some resources, do
yes,
some research on how to market yourself, especially since we are almost exclusively online these days. Those
yeah,
are important things. So thank you for
yes,
bringing that
yes.
up.
Because this is also, you know, the competition is like huge, and you need to stand out. You need to be like unique. You cannot be like just another copy or something, like an average. I mean, if you wanna stand out, you have to be like, it has to come from somewhere, and you know, you always have to expire. And it doesn't matter, like some people will think, oh, the body shape, and there is always like a market for someone, you know, there is always something unique in everyone, that they can, you know, excel and be unique about. So I think just discover this, and try to make this one bigger, so that you can really stand out. That's my advice. Don't
That's
get
great
lost
advice.
in the big vast majority of other dancers, in the sea of dancers.
You're right. And I think like one thing that really stood out to me that you said is like it doesn't matter, body type, background, whatever, like market yourself because there is an audience for you. And we another
Yes,
dancer I interviewed spoke to that too, of like she really got away from trying to like market to the masses, and she markets to the people that have her same like aligned values and like the way she looks and dances. And she's like, I market to them, and like they take classes with me,
yes,
they support me dancing, and it works. We don't have to
yeah,
be everybody's dancer, but find your
yeah. I
people
mean,
who are going
there
to
is
uplift you.
there is also like a niche that you can
Hmm.
that you can market yourself in. And I mean, there is always that there will be requests for your dance, if you market yourself like in the proper and a good way. I mean, and that doesn't, it won't be limited by the body type. I've seen a lot of teachers that they are successful, and even right now I can say, you don't even, I see like teachers or entertainments, let me say like this, entertainments that are really really spectacular, but they are really successful. If you have like this business mind, you can market yourself, and sell your products, sell your service. So focus on that also, that part. Not only on studying the culture, and then you have like a big knowledge, and then what you're gonna do about it, you're gonna do with it. So also the business part is really important. Think on the strategy, think on the marketing, and how you can put yourself there, out there.
Thank you so much. And I
Yeah.
mean, you're right. You're definitely right. I know that you said like the biggest way that people can kind of reach out to you or see you is you're on Instagram. I know you have a website, and I'll make sure to add this all to the end of the video. Is there anywhere else that people can connect with you if they want to take lessons with you, if they want to watch your performances?
Yeah, of course, you can look on YouTube. You can just like write Rachid Alexander, and then you will find like a ton of videos. Someone is also helping me with a profile. It's like called the channel is called like SashDSHDI, so they can just look that up. And of course, my Instagram. I People can write me on Instagram if they want to take like classes or they want to ask like questions or anything else. I always reply there. And my email, so info@rashidrex.nl. Yes, and that's like I'm also on Facebook. I just forgot. So like Instagram, email, and my Facebook. There, people can reach me.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure to definitely I'll plug those things. We will definitely do our best in Asmara to post if you have things coming up so people can connect with you. But we really appreciate you doing this interview. And
Thank
we are
you. Thank
excited
you.
about, what you have coming up. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks to you for having me.